Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sing Awesome Naya. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are good. I am going to say this to Asians. Keeping quiet when you have a problem will not make your problem go away. Being silent when things are going on in other community will not make things go away. Antagonizing other people because you think they are the ones benefiting mostly everything going on will not stop them from also deporting you. Telling your children not to speak up because there is no need to speak up. See, the truth is that if they are going to come for you, they absolutely will come for you and they will get you. And that it's on period. They are not speaking up over what is going on in their community because they are at this point in time being deported. Some of them also were like some massage parlor were also raided, and some people were gathered from there, and they are deporting them. Yeah, and they are not speaking up. And then everybody would tell you that black people's outspokenness makes theirs not seen when they are not even speaking at all. And then in the end, black people will still be the problem. But that is not even, as you all can see, black people ain't got time for anybody. But you know what? You guys are also enjoying the fruit of what you reap. So let's get into this.
I just watched this video because I just sat here like and kind of stared out my window because I've seen this video, a couple videos honestly, that just popped up on my timeline and showed me that apparently the Asian diaspora is being attacked by ICE. Now, I honestly had no idea. I had no idea because I don't see anybody in the community speaking about it. It hasn't crossed my timeline. But again, I'm not on Asian TikTok, so, but usually so much of this crosses over because it's politics. But I believe it's like the Bhutanese people that were actually like refugees here. They got legal solace to stay here because they were being persecuted and harmed and outed and excluded by their own country. And I'm hearing that they're just being picked up. I believe even some Vietnamese people. If I'm not saying these names correctly, I apologize. I am not trying to butcher anybody's cultural identity or nothing like that. But yeah, and they're being forced and flown back into like India, and then being forced to cross over into Bhutan, where they're being exiled and stuff like that, and being put into Nepal. And now people are even missing. Some that is in Nepal is being, incarcerated, and the rest is missing, and their families is, and it's just crazy. And it's just like, this y'all are so terrible in this country. Y'all are so fucking terrible in this country. And I say this is just because this is like the only reason that this shit is happening is because so many of you are racist. So many of you are fucking racist. And I know somebody's gonna sit there and say, oh, they believe it's now not the time to identify this, but it is. It's always necessary to truly identify the source, because if you do not identify the source, if you do not pay attention to history, if you don't go back into the roots of something, shit will never change. Shit will never fix itself, because you just want to, like, you can't deal with the effect without addressing the cause. And it's like, so many of you are racist. Now, I know you're going to sit there and say, we didn't create the system. I'm very well aware as a black American woman that these people created this entire system. I'm very well aware that the Neanderthal DNA that evolved into cavemen, that then evolved into the people that we see today, created the system. And because they lived in their own poverty and disease and tasteless bland food, that they searched the seas to find. And they found people that was able to thrive under the sun. They found seasonings. They found wealth and health. I understand that. And then they invaded. I know that they invaded 90% of the countries on this planet, excuse me. I know that. But it's the fact that so many of you supported this. So many of you supported this, and specifically, so many of you really, like, racist is, I feel like it's just not a good word anymore. It's because it's so broad. So many of you are just really just anti-black as fuck. Like, if for that race to be had so close, this country, for y'all to have been so close in this country, and still that person, according to whatever the information that's out there, won. It's just kind of like, why? This is happening People are being abducted, and everybody is up for grabs now. Because historically and currently, so many of you just had so much internalized hate for my community and or for my diaspora of people. Like, if it wasn't just for the black people in America, black American people in my community, you just can't stand my diaspora blackness in general. Like, because if you didn't outright vote for this, you didn't vote at all, and your silence was complicitness. And many of you operate like that. All cultures, all ethnicities, all different races and backgrounds. So many of you did this. And this is because you were just like, I mean, if it's going to happen to them, it ain't really got nothing to do with me, you know? You worked so hard. You worked so hard to be seen as far from my diaspora, my community. You worked so hard to put a barrier between us as humans. And now we have no checks, we have no balances that even protects your privileges. Because my people have never had protection, but now we don't even have the protection that we created for your privileges. And even that little bit of protection, even though it barely helped my people, even though we created it and fought for it, it wasn't balanced for us, but it still allowed people to breathe easily and just move through the world, and you all removed that. And now everybody's up for grabs. Literally. Ain't shit no you can do about it unless you're ready to go literally to WAR. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're really ready to come out and clock. Because that's where we're at this point. My community knows that. My diaspora knows that this country will not change without bloodshed. And this is just because you can't stand black people. And the idea of this only happening to black people you thought was palatable for you. And now we're in a shit show. And this country is burning. What my mama would say is going straight to hell with gasoline droves. And you're trying to use methods now that are no longer effective. Because you allowed them to remove the little bit of checks that we instituted. Or because you couldn't stand black people that much. Shit is fucking crazy.
I know I've been posting a lot about the deporting situation, and you know, my mom, like yesterday, she told me, hey son, you should probably not speak too much on this topic because it might cause a problem for us. That's the exact reason why this is a problem. Whenever there's a problem, Asian people go, oh my God, and nothing changes. That's probably the biggest thing that pisses me off about Asian people. You realize the current situation is literally a crime against humanity. Look, I think 70 to 80, 90% of us can agree that if they take illegal immigrants that commit crimes or whatever, look, that's whatever, okay? But they're stripping people of citizenships, and they're also taking people that are citizens. So what the hell does that mean for me? I was born here as a citizen. I can't imagine my mom or my sister, or think about it, like you're a close family member, imagine they just get taken for whatever good reason. And at this rate, they're not even finding a good reason. You know what they're doing? Oh, he's brown, let me take him. Oh, he's yellow, let me take him. That's literally what's going on. So that's why we're in this crisis of literal, ethnic cleansing, if you want to think about it that way. And I'm not exempt because I'm Korean. And then all the Asian influencers watching right now, stop posting about your, here's my favorite boba, or like, oh, here's my get ready with me. No one cares. And at least talk about the topic first to show that you're a human. And then you can start posting about your freaking stupid get ready with me. Oh, here's my favorite boba. Nobody cares about that right now. So at least address the issue, and then you can stroll on with your life. You'll probably gain a lot more followers that way. And who am I to say this when I only have 2,000 followers? Yeah, I know you're probably thinking that, but guess what? There's a lot of things that happens behind the scenes, and I've seen tremendous growth. Thank you guys so much for hearing me out and sharing my content. I appreciate you guys. It's time to go to the Ignacio. Let's go.
Many Asian Americans so silent right now? That's because they didn't vote. Yes, they didn't vote because they didn't like Kamala from their internal misogyny or internal racism and felt indifferent enough about the orange man so that they thought that a no vote was going to the orange man. So the reason why they're not upset right now is because they voted for this. That's why. And that's not me excusing their behavior. I am a disabled person. I was advocating for Kamala before the election, so I had the chance to talk to a lot of my friends. They're not my friends anymore, but people in my life about how this election was going to affect me and people like me. And if they cared about me, why they should vote for Kamala. And they still didn't care. They couldn't care less because at the end of the day, it was all about taxes. Yeah, their tax break. The problem is Asians that have a level of wealth feel this closeness to white people because white people were the only ones that had that level of wealth for so long that they feel like they're getting a chance to be part of the white club, but they're not. And if I could give an insight into maybe why Asians are like this, it's because a lot of our parents and like even my generation as a millennial, we have seen our mother countries very impoverished. Like for me, I'm Korean, so I know South Korea's history. Like South Korea was fully bankrupt in the 80s and saw their first economic boom in the 2000s. It hasn't been that long, and they're in like the top 20 GDP in the world now. That level of wealth growth, normal citizens see that and think, oh my God, if I'm just smart enough and if I invest correctly, I can also get there. And if you look at South Korea, it's an oligarchy. That country is ran by like 3 families, and the main one is the Samsung family. And they have so many scandals. They have done some bad stuff, and the country just lets them get away with it. And if you look at the election turnout, it shows that South Koreans are starting to wake up to the state of like, oh, we're an oligarchy. But Korean Americans look at the past of Korea, see that you can still succeed, feel like there's a privilege of being in America, utilize the model minority method, and then try to enter the 1%. They think that they could break into the 1%. Wake up. You're not. You're not white enough. You will never be white enough. They will never accept you.
Stop Asian hate and start by abolishing ICE. As Asian Americans, we know that attacks on immigration harms our communities. It's not a secret that our immigration system is violent and racist, and much of it actually started towards Asians. Did you know that Chinese migrants were the first illegal immigrants? The original efforts to police the US-Mexico border were designed to keep Chinese immigrants out. The Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 was the result of a national campaign to exclude Chinese people out of racist fears. Chinese immigrants resisted the ban by entering through the southern border, forming connections with Mexicans along the way. The U.S. responded by supplying special agents known as Chinese catchers to find and deport those without documentation. This became the origins of the U.S. Border Patrol, founded in 1924. The same year that President Calvin Coolidge declared America must remain American and signed the Immigration Act outlining which immigrants are most desirable, effectively banning almost all Asian immigrants. Most of the ban stayed in place until 1965 with the Immigration and Nationality Act, which was won and fought for through the Civil Rights Movement. ICE is only 22 years old. Legally Blonde is literally older than ICE. The Homeland Security Act led to the creation of Department of Homeland Security and ICE. Muslim, Arab, and South Asian Americans were targeted, profiled, detained, and deported. Rather than to ensure safety, we know its true function has always been to expand surveillance and control over immigrant communities. ICE is now targeting all immigrants, indiscriminately showing up to places of work, snatching people from courts, hospitals, and even their children's schools. Southeast Asian communities are 3 to 4 times more likely to be deported by ICE for old convictions than other immigrant communities. As Asian Americans, it's our duty to fight ICE deportation and protect immigrants. From mass incarceration and exclusion policies to migrant labor exploitation and travel bans, our history of resisting border policing and detention goes back for generations. We end cycles of harm and violence at their root causes. Stop Asian hate means abolish ICE now.
This is all of God's from this video. And one thing I don't think it's new that Asians don't speak up when something comes up, when something is happening, and now they have started deporting them, and they are still not speaking up. That I am sorry. That is to tell you how they will not speak up when it's happening to them. They won't speak up when it's also happening to them. So why are they silent? Why are they not speaking up? They think being quiet will make the Mr. Orange Man not deport them because, man, I don't understand them. But they are kind of weird. I have made so many videos about them. And then in the end, you will hear things like, excuse me, why are black people not helping us? You better help yourself, because as it stands, every man for his own. Get up and help your life, help yourself up before another person will help you. Anyway, I don't have to start preaching like how you are Asian hate. You guys are your number one enemy. Sincerely speaking, I don't know how to say it, but I hope you all understand what I am saying. That Asians are their number one enemy. The only people that will see other people, especially black people, probably they think black people are the ones enjoying everything, not knowing that black people are always okay if everybody is in the circle, right? Even when they are not benefiting enough, as long as other people are good, let's be good. And then they thought black people were the ones benefiting everything, decided to do what they did with affirmative action, and now they are the ones hearing it. I am sure one of that thing that happened then is also part of the reason why they decided to shut their mouth up. But is it in this situation that you want to shut your mouth up? No. But they have started deporting you people. There is also a salon, like a massage parlor, that I learned that they raided too. Carried all of them, deported them. So why are you people being quiet? Anyways, it's not black people's problem. It's your problem. Bye for now.